Hey guys, my name is Rico and welcome to HSE Trading. So today we'll be talking about BetPower, which is one of the betting sites that we use here in Zambia. It's in other countries, and we just want to today talk about how it works and how you can bet and how you can understand everything on BetPowers. And how you can go about your bettings and everything, and maximize your wins and understanding each and every thing about BetPower. So usually BetPower doesn't have their own app, so you go to obviously the browser and yeah, there it is. So with BetPower, it's for other countries. If you're watching this from if you're watching this from any other countries, say Uganda, Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, and Uganda, Kenya as well, Nigeria, Zambia, and all these other places. So the thing with BetPower is it's usually tailor-made for the local markets, which is focused on the markets in the country where it's operating, especially like in Zambia. So you find that it's our currency is kwacha. In Tanzania it's different, in Ghana and things like that. So with your platforms in other countries, obviously I've had people from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Botswana checking out my YouTube channel. So with you guys, obviously your currency is different. I'll try to call figures in both say dollar and kwacha, our currency. And one thing you need to understand about BetPower, sorry, that's the main screen, which you will see everything on your left side. On your left side here, that's where the home page. On your home page, that's where you can select the games in the next 48 hours, live games, the current games that are running, and jackpot and things like that, casino, popular bets. And below there you see tournaments. Obviously you can go in England and pick the Premier League, and UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa, Italia. And if you want to see more countries, there is popular countries just below there, where you can have African countries and things like that. So then in the middle here you can see this is what's happening right now, the live games, popular games, and that's football again. If you scroll down, you find there's tennis and basketball as well. With BetPower, it doesn't separate. So if you click on live, whatever is happening live, it brings everything together: soccer and tennis and other sports. So everything will just be there all together. So it's different from other sites where you can have soccer just displaying soccer for the particular country and everything and things like that. But with BetPower, it just brings everything all together. So obviously, of which I feel they should work on that. And so if I want to just look at soccer, I'm looking at soccer. I don't want to find myself picking or clicking on a tennis game and things like that. So with that being said, let's go to on our left side. Let's click on next 48 hours, the games that are coming up. So when you open that's football upcoming events. So you see the first game, second games, and everything else. So with BetPower, the 1x market is indicated. 1x2 market is actually indicated in one with the digits. The 1, obviously the X there, and the 2, which is the away game. So as you can see there on top here, we're here. Let me just click so that you know where I am. So the very first game there. So if you want to see more option on BetPower, you click where it says 4 plus 44. So plus 44, those are like more options in that particular game. So when you click there, let's just undo that. So when you click there, now you are like you enter the game itself, and it gives you more options on what you have to do, what markets you can trade, the overs, the unders, full. So under the below there we're here. So below what it says over under. So here over under, when you say over, you are saying goals should be above that number. So here, like the first one, it says over 1.5, which indicates that the goals, the game should have at least 2 goals, and your ticket will go through. So, and you say under 1.5, you are saying the game shouldn't have 2 goals. So at least a goal, or the game ends in 0-0. That means it's good for you, and you win that ticket. So, and first half, just below there, here is a full time. So be careful with Bet Power, because they have the market is indicated in bold, which is you can see. So there are many times you may end up clicking here thinking everything says it's full time and whatnot, but the thing is, there's underneath there are subtitles just inside, very very tiny, and can be easily missed. So you have to be very careful when you're betting on Bet Power. Wish they were the full time, the first halves, they were in bold as well, so that they're easy to see. So, but the problem is they are very light. So only the market are indicated in bold, so you're able to see, like on top there, over, under. Then below there, that's where there's a full time. Then just below there, there's first half. So first half, with Bet Power, first half like over 0.5, you are saying, you are calling the game to at least have a goal in first half. And there it's also saying the game should have at least 2 goals in the first half, if you're that confident. Then if you say the game won't have any goal in the first half, that's why now it says under 0.5. That means you're confident the game won't have any goal in the first half, and the goals will come in the second half. So if that happens, then your ticket goes through. If you pick 2 goals, the game won't have 2 goals, like 1.5. That means the game shouldn't have 2 goals in the first half, and you should be well and good. Then below there again, notice it is very tiny for you to actually tell you are in the next market. So you have to be very very extremely cautious when trading on Bet Power, because you can easily pick a wrong market, the wrong sub markets in the main market, which is the over and under is the main market, and then there are sub markets inside there. So you can easily miss them and click on a wrong choice of the sub market that you want to trade. So many people have easily made those mistakes, and personally I have made those mistakes, and I would have preferred and asked the Bet Power guys to actually at least make them in bold so that they are visible. And I'm not going to make, I want to end up clicking on a wrong market, wrong sub market. So yeah, so below there where it's highlighted in green, but it says that team's name, I don't know, I don't want to pronounce that I don't want to call out the name. Sorry. So here it says full time. So full time over 1.5 for that team, that section, that subtitle for that section, this section is just it has 2 options. So this sub market, it's indicating whatever you pick there, it will only apply for that particular team. So if you say over 1.5 at full time, you are saying that team will have 2 goals at the end of the game. So it doesn't matter if they win or they lose. For you, you are dealing with the goals, and you are saying the game will have 2 goals. They will score 2 goals when you say over 1.5. So you're saying that team will score 2 goals. Even below here for the other team, you are saying at full time they will at least have a single goal. So that's why it says over 0.5. So it doesn't matter if they lose, they win, and things like that. For you, it's not a problem. So you are not concerned with who wins and who loses the game. Or for you, you're just looking at that particular team scoring a goal or not scoring a goal. In this case, if you go this side on under 0.5, where it is highlighted in green, it says 0.5 and the odds are 2.75. So you are calling that this team will not score at the end of the game full time. So that sub market is very interesting, and usually provides us with a lot of good odds, which you can at least utilize compared to other sites and things like that. So You need to be very careful when you're looking at the sub markets inside the main market. So here and over and unders, we have full-time market, the sub market, we have first half sub market, we have teams goals sub markets just below there. So then there's also three-way handicap. We're here now. Let me just highlight. We're at this section now. So three-way handicap, that's another market. We are no longer in the overs and unders. We're now in the handicap market. So handicap market, the first one where it's highlighted, it's indicating that the home team will start with 2 goals down. There it says home -2. So that means you've given 2 goals to the other team, and they will have to overcome that. So that means they will need to score 3 goals for your ticket to go through at full time. So if they score 3-1, you lose. The game will end in a draw. That means it will be 3-3. So for you, you end up losing. So what you need is the team to score 3 unanswered goals, or if the other team scores a goal, at least they should score 4 goals unanswered or answered by single goals. So that means you're able to have 4-3 at the end of the day. So at the end of the game. So below there again, home team -1. So that means you're also saying the game will start with them being below, being down by a single goal. So from there, you can choose which one you want. If the draw will be, if you come here in the middle, obviously that's 1x2, a combination of handicap as well. So if you look there, it says the game will start with the home team being down by 2 goals, but it falls under the X, which is the draw section. So what you are looking at is the team to score 2 goals, the team that is not the home team to score 2 goals, and the game should end in 2-2. Should the other team score a single goal, that means your team should score 3 goals, 3-1. The game should end 3-1 for it to be 3-3, because there's already a 2 there for the other team. They are already leading by 2 goals. So for you to win, you need them to score either 2 goals unanswered. If there's a single goal from the other team, that means you will need your team to score 3 goals for that ticket to go through. So same thing with the away team. That the last section, which is the away section, away +2. So that means you need for your away team to maintain the positive, which is they are already in positive +2, so they are leading by 2 goals, so they should maintain that. So if the other team scores, the home team scores a single goal, or they score 2 goals, that means the game will end in a draw, and you might wish your team at least to score a single goal so that they maintain, they remain in the positive section for you to actually get that win for yourself. So I don't want to really make this video very long, so I will just be rushing through everything and just so now below there, now we are at the double chance market. So that double chance market also has 3 sub markets. 3 sub markets. That's a full-time section, and there's a first half section, and there's a second half section, first half section and second half section. So you have to be very careful yet again when you're picking this particular market in this game. So for you have to, if you're going to go for a sub market, obviously you need to know which sub market you're going to trade under the double chance market. So if you're going to just stick to the full time, so if you say 1x full time, so you're saying you're implying that the game will end with the home team winning, or the game should end in a draw. So 1x means the home team winning, or the game should end in a draw. And for that other x2, you are saying the away team to win, or the game should end in a draw. Same thing with the other side, 1, 2. You notice those numbers are very small, so you have to be very, very attentive when we're working with bet power, because you can easily make mistakes. So you know where you see where it's highlighted, it says 1, 2 just on the far end. You might think it's 12, but initially in the actual sense it's just 1, 2 market. It's a combination of 2 markets. I wish they can do something about that, because someone can easily just misread that and think it's a 12, and yet it's 1-2 market, a combination of the two. So in that, what that implies, it says the home team winning or the away team winning, so there shouldn't be a draw in this case where it's highlighted there. You'll notice just on your left side it says 12 there, which is not 12 but 1-2. So home team and away team, so your odds are 128 if either the team wins. So what you need is just one of the two teams winning. So now the other sub market, which is the first half, this you are dealing with the first half just. So you're not concerned with what happens after the first half should your pick go through. So first half there, if you notice the first time it says 1x, which is 1.18. You are saying in the first half the home team will win or the game will end in a draw. So if that happens, their ticket goes through. Same case with x2. That means you're saying the game should end in a draw for the away team in the first half, or the away team should be leading at first half. So that will go through for you. Same with the other 1-2 market on the far end. So that means either one of the teams at the first half, they will win. So you want the game at first half to have a team leading. It doesn't matter what happens after the first half, and what happens in the second half, it's none of your concern. So whatever happens in the first half for you and it goes through, it ticks the box there, then you have your win and your ticket goes through. So below there, you are now dealing with the second half. The second half subsection market is also similar to the first half behavior. So for you, what happens in the first half is none of your concern. But what if the first half ended with one team leading by a single goal, and say the away team, this is an example, say the away team scored and they are leading at halftime, then the second half starts. Now for you, you picked the very first choice there where it says 1x. So for you, the goal the away team scored in the first half is none of your concern, which says for you the game at second half, it's starting at 0-0. It doesn't matter who's scored and who's having a single goal and who's having and whatnot. So for you, the second half starts at 0-0. It doesn't matter what scores, how many goals have been scored in the first half and whatnot. So for you, your game at second half, it starts at 0-0. So you have to for everything that will happen in the second half will be accounted for with what you pick there. So 1x now starts in the second half, so that means you're now saying the game has started. So the game for you starts at second half. So whatever happens in the second half with that first choice where it's highlighted in green, you are saying the first team will win or the game will end in a draw. Same here, x2 in the second half. It doesn't matter if they are down at first half by 2-0 or 5-0 or something like that, but for you second half it starts both teams 0-0. It doesn't matter what the score line is. For you, you start afresh. It's like your game have just started. So x2, that means the second half should end should end in the away team winning or the game end in a draw. So let's assume that the first half, the home team scored a single goal and they are 1-0. The second half starts with them being 1-0. But for you, since you are trading the sub market of second half, your team, the game has started 0-0. So it doesn't matter what happens. So if your away team scores a single goal and the score line says 1-1, now the fact that that goal has been scored in the second half and they are the only team that has scored in the second half and you've picked the x2, that means for you your ticket goes through. Or even if the home team scores a goal and the games say it ends in 2-1, for you, the home team scored another goal in the second half, and your team scored one goal in the second half. So for you, the game it's 1-1, and that ticket goes through. Same at the far end, the 1-2 market. The first half, whatever happens, who's leading and whatnot, is none of your concern. What happens after that is your main concern. So what you want is So what you want is just making sure that it's still recording. So what you want there is to make sure whatever happens in the second half, one team should score and win the game. They shouldn't level up. So what you want is one team to win in that second half. So from there we have now another market just below there. It also has sub markets. And you notice the main market is in very bold. Both teams to score. So it's the same thing here. Full time, yes, both teams will have a goal. It doesn't matter what first half, second half. At any point, they will score. So when you say no, you say no, both teams won't score. So it doesn't matter who scores, and for you, it doesn't matter what happens in the second half and whatnot. So what you want is just at least one team to score and the other team not scoring. So if both teams scores, then that's going to be a losing pick. So the other subsection here, the first half, it says yes. So what you are saying, what you are implying there, your pick is saying that the first half, both teams will score a goal. So both teams should score in the first half. And if you pick the other side, you're saying in the first half, both teams will not score. So if it ends in 0-0 at first half, you're okay. Or if it ends one team scoring and the other not having a single goal, that means you are still okay for yourself. And sorry, someone. So then we go below them, second half. Then second half, it says yes. So in the second half, what you're looking at is teams to have goals in the second half. Both teams to score in the second half. And your ticket will go through. If you say no, it doesn't matter what goals were scored if both teams scored in the first half, but your second half again starts at 0-0. So the first teams, if they don't score any goal, your ticket will go through, and if they don't, your ticket will fail. So if they don't score, your ticket goes through. If they do score, your ticket fails in the second half. Then if you say yes in the second half, both teams will score. That means second half, both teams should score. Yeah. So